Hey, welcome to the weekly wrap up. Now, we are live for the last show this year. That just came around so fast. It felt like we just started 2024 and all of a sudden we're almost 2025. And we are live in Getting Started in Crypto on Instagram, on X, and on YouTube. So hi to everyone watching on all of those platforms today.
Yeah, hello and welcome, and thanks for joining us. And if you are in Getting Started in Crypto, you can request some charts in the little form above where you are watching this. And I believe Lisa posted on X yesterday requesting some alts as well.
I did, and I've got coming up, I've got Travala, which is Ava, I've got D-Travel, I've got Audio, I've got Zen, I've got Pepe, I've got Doge, or Dodge, depending on how you want to say it. I've got HBAR, BGB, and Virtual. So Virtual is really exciting. It's new, and we're going to be covering that in the Moon Mag for our Feb edition. So away, but it's still a pretty exciting new coin.
Absolutely. Okay, well, should we jump straight in and see what Bitcoin's up to?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I've just got to get, I'm missing a chart here. And that's my dog snoring in the background, in case anyone can hear. All right. So we've got a pretty important monthly close coming up in a couple of days. So, oops, we've got no. It's always nice when it's not wanting to work. So yeah, for Bitcoin and obviously for the market as a whole. So let's have a look. So we've come back down, and this is a quantitative chart. So one that you guys are very familiar with if you've watched for a while. If you're new here, this is on TradingView, and this is the breakdown of the 4-year cycle. So breaks it down with quantitative easing and tightening, which works with traditional markets and governments. So at the moment, we've had this pullback right down to just retest this breakout zone. So that's a really important retest. It's held so far and looking super good. But if we go to the monthly chart, now this one's on X as well. So this is a really, really important close. It will determine whether we go up or down from here. If we get a close like this, obviously we're going down. So that's basically what our red close would look like. So if we get a green close, we want to see a doji like this. So we're almost there. So we're sort of trending in the right direction. So we've got this little bit that keeps going up and down in this region. So when we drop this back to the daily, we can get a better picture of just how sideways this chart is. So we are trending in such a small, tiny area in this region here. And as we see, it is super, super tight at the moment. So it is an expanding wedge. So provided this region holds, we should be good to go. So the daily, really low on the Stoch RSI, and the RSI is coming into like a region that we're going to see a bounce. Now, when we go to the MACD, let me just bring that up. We can see that we're coming down quite low, and our sell pressure has been on and off over this last little sort of bit. So, and we do have an easing of that. We do want to see that daily sort of close with this lower sell pressure continue to ease on the sell pressure and then continue higher. So dropping it right back down. Hang on, let me just get out of that bit. Dropping it right back down to the 4 hourly, because it's always good to look through the different time frames and just see where we're going, get a general idea of the overall picture of what's happening, because we get short-term moves, longer-term moves, that sort of thing, and we kind of know where we are within this pattern. We've had a strong cooling off with the stock. So we're just sort of crossing up in this region. So whether or not we get one more touch down to about 90, 91 is yet to be seen. That's nothing to be scared about. And then we should see that bounce and potentially 110 and beyond after that fact, if we hold that region. And if we close that monthly candle green, we should head up, and it should be a nice move. These lower time frames as well have bullish divergence. So that's a really sort of key factor when we're going back through the lower time frames. We get that idea, okay, this momentum is slowly changing. It's not bearish anymore. It's essentially like no direction. It's just sideways. But that then gives us the ability to know where we are within this pattern. So it's moving really nicely and moving to pattern. And, if we do break that support here, and there's billions and billions of dollars of futures releasing on the 1st of Jan. So we've got, so futures used to be what essentially drove the market. Now we've got ETFs, but the futures that are releasing are huge. So we've got annual futures, we've got 6 monthly futures, we've got quarterly, we've got bi-monthly, we've got monthly, we've got bi-weekly and weekly futures, all releasing around the 1st of Jan. So that is going to either push the market a lot higher or a lot lower. So, and judging by just where we're sitting on a lot of these indicators, it's going to be a bit choppy, but it should eventually go up as long as we get that green close. So taking back to that, go back to the monthly, just to see like what that is looking at. So this candle here, we want that to be green and we want it to look like this. So that's essentially what we're looking for on that monthly close. It has 1 day and 16 hours to go and enough time for that to hold. So if it does go back down to this, that sort of region around the 90K mark, that's okay. That's still holding the low, and then it can continue up for that close. We don't want to see a close like that. So that will determine our market direction as of January. So yeah, Bitcoin looking good, but pivotal point at the moment.
Okay, and how do things look in terms for Ethereum and others? Are they following Bitcoin's lead, or are they doing something different?
Ethereum is very much following Bitcoin's lead. So let's jump into that chart. So it's essentially retested this breakout region as well. It's sitting quite nicely. It's got strong consolidation. We've got a movement on the stock RSI, and if we go to this MACD like we did on Bitcoin, we are curling up. So this is the daily for Ethereum. So if we take that up, I'm going to take it up to the monthly, and we can see that we're still bullish. We're getting more buy pressure coming through, so that's a really good strong sign. And so again, we've got this candle here, which is, it's just a spinning top. It doesn't really give us an overall direction as yet. But, you can see this is a giant spinning top that we got on Ethereum, went sideways for another month and then had that big move up. So essentially that's what we want to see for Ethereum. Like, it may just continue to hold in this region for a little bit longer, and then we'll start to get some movement. But it's looking quite good. So we've had that cross on the monthly already on the stock. So you would be long. So this cross on this candle here. So you'd still be long if you're in a long-term trade. And yeah, so I do think it's probably got a little bit more sideways. Ethereum has been lagging behind a bit, but it's still looking good. Lots of volume coming in. And you've disappeared. I think I've lost Josh. Okay. Yeah, so let's continue because I think I've lost Josh here somewhere. He's gone. Now, so Solana, we have a strong support that we've been building since around the 5th of August, and we're retesting that at the moment. So again, this is a daily chart. We do look really good across the board on these charts. So it's, they're coming into the bottoms of their patterns and getting these continuation patterns. So it's looking really strong. For Solana, we do have that cup. We do have the handle, and, we should just see after we've got a little bit consolidation here, a continuation. So when we drop Solana down, like obviously Solana had quite a huge run during this year, and then it's just sort of cooled off. But when we look to here, we're at the moment just fighting with these MAs on the 4-hour chart, and we should see a breakthrough here. It does look like a consolidation pattern in this region. So provided BTC closes green, a lot of these patterns are looking really good to start moving up. So it's a good place to have a stop loss just underneath these supports, just in case Bitcoin decides to take the red path and go down. There is a potential pathway to 80K. Obviously, we do have a lot of Tether FUD at the moment. You can check an article I wrote for the Digital Commonwealth that's on X. And if you're in GSIC, you would have got a breakdown of why I think Tether's okay. And, this is just a technical hiccup for them. And they just need to get some licenses and, all their ducks in a row, and then they'll be good. But they are seeing pressure from the Ripple stablecoins. So, and this is what we do see. It's a stablecoin war. There's a lot of money to be made from stablecoins from the people that make them. They take fees and they loan out the stablecoins, and then they get percentage of that back as interest. So there's a lot of money to be made from exchanges from stablecoins. So yeah, watch this space, because I do think that is heating up. There's a lot of investment from bigger firms like BlackRock in stablecoins like USDC. And so it's kind of that war happening again, like we saw with UST, but UST was very unstable because it was an algorithmic stablecoin. And just knowing the difference, just, depegging and becoming unstable is not healthy for, obviously they're a stablecoin. So Tether does depeg down to about 99, but that's normal. That's just a normal fluctuation of money going in and out, nothing to be worried about. When we see something like we saw with UST, that's when we need to worry. Not happening at the moment. So I do think they've got a lot of stuff happening in the background. Paolo doesn't seem to be concerned, still posting happy thoughts on Twitter and everything. So yeah, it's looking quite good.
Okay. Oh, good. Sorry if I drop out. My Wi-Fi is not that good today. What should we move on to next? Did you want to look at alts or go for
jump into some alts? So yeah, I've just got off a meeting with Travala, so and they've got some really, really exciting stuff happening. So I think this is going to be one to watch over this bull run. I think they've just almost bottomed. So let's pull up that chart as well.
Okay. Did you want to do that now, or?
Yeah, I'll jump to a break, and then we can do it from there.
Okay. Stay right where you are. We will be 30 seconds, and then we'll see you shortly. Okay.
Hey, welcome back. All right, so let's jump straight into Travala, which ticker is AVA, AVA. So obviously CZ posted. That was the CZ effect. I posted the day before, so anyone that saw this chart would have been very excited to get in it. I know I was. I've been buying along this line here. I sold because we did get this big pullback here. So I sold probably around this point. And I've been buying back in. I'm laddering back into this trade at the moment. So it's back up in profit, which is always nice. And let's have a look at where this is headed for the moment. So we've just got 5 waves on this pattern. So it does look like we're getting a sideways correction in this minor correction here. And when we get confluence, which is where like certain fib levels meet other fib levels, we can see when I've put the fibs on here, we're still matching fib levels, which means this is a really strong pattern. So I do see this hitting the sort of 4.12 mark in the not too distant future and probably beyond. When we go back for AVA, I'm going to take this up to a monthly. We can see that our last run was absolutely massive. So if we take this 6.9 as our wave 1, and considering they've just done like huge revenue, I think that's going to continue. So we can see that this monthly has quite a strong pullback, and this is our 1, this is our 2. As long as we don't close down here, then we're going to see that continuation. So if we take this chart and we put some fibs on it and just see what sort of confluence we're getting, we're still getting that confluence here. So 1, 2, 3 in a 4th at the moment. And then, yeah, it definitely looks like our 2618 is around $9 and could go beyond that. So the 4236 is up at 14. So there's a strong possibility for AVA to be going to that $14 mark during this next bull run, or this bull run at the moment. So this is one I would be in strong accumulation, and real world asset, really strong company, and looking really good. So yeah, make sure you've got that in your long-term bags. D-Travel, which is essentially the Airbnb of the crypto realm, and one that's covered in the Moon Mag. Do you know what Moon Mag that one was, Josh?
I can take a look and get back to you on the actual issue number.
A couple of reviews in there, like a big review when it first came out, and then a recent update on what they're doing. So it's, looking really strong. It's consolidating on the MAs. Now this is the daily. So as long as we hold in this region, RSI, stock RSI is really low, and this should absolutely take off soon. And yeah, another one to have in your long-term bags. Now is a good time to be, sort of DCAing back in after we've had that big run. And, if you watched, I think it was the 9th or the 16th of December show where I said, take some profit. So hopefully a few of you did. That profit should be coming back in to the market over the next probably, 4 or 5 weeks. So start DCAing, depending on how Bitcoin goes. You may get in lower, you may get in higher, but it's looking pretty good for that 2025 bull run and beyond. So yeah, looking good. Looking for a 28 cents on this one in the not too distant future. It's not a long-term chart. Longer term, it's going to do a lot more than that. So another one to watch at the moment is audio. So this is one of the requests from X. We should get one more wave up to about 19 on this one, coming back down. As long as we can hold about 0.159, we should be good to go. It is fighting with those MAs. This is a low time frame, 45 minutes. So I'm going to take it up to the weekly for this one and just show you what that's looking like. You can see that the 100 MA on this weekly chart is just causing a little bit of resistance. The 200 MA is right up here. So that does mean at some point in the not too distant future, we should see that continuation, that break above the 100 MA, and then heading up to the 200. So if we take this to a 3-day, so we just get the general idea, we can see both the 100 and the 200 are in this region. And as soon as we can break that for audio, it's going to take off. So with that pattern from around this region, that's about almost 400%, 380% move up to that 200 MA. And yeah, so obviously they're still building, they're still a strong team, so it's looking really good. Another one from X is Zen. This is one that you guys all should have been in, because it's one that I have been talking about on there for quite some time. Now, this was one of my favorites from like 2017 and 2020. So it's one that I love because it moves so extremely well. We can see that on the stock RSI, we are down on the 12-hour. So that means we're going to get some movement soon. We've just fallen short of that magic 50 that I thought we'd get, but we're still only in a fourth wave. So as long as we hold this sort of golden zone, this 618, 24 to 25, then we should be continuing up to hopefully by 60 to 60, maybe by the end of the year, maybe early January, but not too far away. Push that up to the daily. We've still got a little bit of bearish divergence on this and a little bit cross down. So it might just have a little bit more correction. And on the daily, we do have the 9 and 21 EMAs as support in that region. So that's what we want to see, the support hold and then that continuation up. So yeah, looking really good. Do we have any requests from GSIC?
Just before I jump onto that, for the travel issue 39 a couple of months ago, has a small article within the digital rental race discussion article, and I was just looking for where we covered them a bit earlier on. I mean, we have nearly 41 issues of the Moon Mag now.
So if you're not subscribed to the Moon Mag, this is the best magazine in the I think it's the only magazine in the crypto space. So yeah, so it's digital. You can jump online. It opens like a magazine. It is pretty cool.
Issue number 5 contains our first article on D travel there. So
yeah, so you flip it open. Obviously, it's brought to you by Josh and I, and they're our amazing writers. But you can learn to trade better in every issue. I put an article about, tips and tricks, or just, market stuff and sort of the fundamentals and that sort of stuff. And this is the digital rental race. So we've got a few companies in this that, Rentberry, they're brought to you by Expedia. So they've got backing. So D-Travel, which is the Airbnb of the crypto market. And, obviously that's their competition. So real world assets and stuff that you want to be looking at. So every month we bring you the best new coins, the best new tokens, the best information, and, sit down with a coffee and have a read, because it's a really good magazine. And, share it with all your non-coiner friends, because this is going to get them interested. It's got so much stuff in there.
Absolutely. So in terms of charts, we have a request for SUI, S-U-I, and of course XRP has
XRP always
made an appearance. So just those two.
Well, XRP is quite interesting at the moment, just due to the fact, they've got their own stable coin, and they're saying that XRP is going to be used as the clearing for that stable coin. So, that gives XRP finally some real use, which is good to see. And that's what we, essentially we need for a lot of crypto, and for it to become, just integrated in everything we do and used and all of that. So, and that seems to be happening for XRP now. It's not just Ripple anymore. Ripple used to be the technology behind the banking assets and that sort of stuff. But now it is XRP is going to be used for that stablecoin. So yeah, looking good. So I'll start with the XRP because I've got that up now. And we can see that, you know, we've got quite a choppy pattern. As long as we hold this region here, we've got a triangle forming. We want to see, so we've got an A, a B coming down for our C, a D, and an E. Potentially that's one pattern. So I'm just going to mark that up. A, B, C. I'd say that's the C there, D, E. So that's our triangle. So, you know, this is, we don't want to ever see a flat bottom. We've got a raised base at the moment. So that means this is quite bullish. The other pattern that is a little bit more bearish, if we break down, this would be it could be coming up for the B and then coming down for the C. So we've got probably more like a WXY actually, because that's the 3 waves. So we potentially could have our W, our X coming up here and then coming back down for a Y. That's our more bearish pattern for XRP, just to be aware of. We should see some sort of bounce for this Y, this W. This W can go slightly deeper. So don't be scared if that does, because then you've got an X and then you've got that Y. So you'll be able to accumulate before this is all put into integration with the stablecoin. Let's go back to SWI. Take these off. We can see that we've got just this consolidation pattern. So we've got A, B, C, should get a D, E. Similar pattern for what we're seeing across the board. So if this is a more bearish pattern and not a triangle, what this is going to look like is potentially A, B, C, D, and come down here. So, and then it's going to be a falling wedge. So that will potentially be our pattern here. So no confirmation as yet on direction, but we should see it by the 1st of Jan when we get that direction on BTC. So that's going, BTC controls the market, BTC drops, market drops. BTC goes up, market goes up. So essentially that's what we want to see. We want to see that green close for BTC on that daily, and then we should get some strong movement. Another few that we had on X was Pepe. Like there was probably about 6 Pepes there. So to me, this looks like we've got a bit of a bear flag happening, but it potentially may not be, because a lot of these charts seem to be breaking up at the moment. So, you know, this should be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're coming back down for our 5. But it tends to be holding. So if we've got a leading diagonal happening for the start of this pattern, it could break up and then just have a continuation. So, and finish this being an A, a B, and a C, and then coming back down. So essentially for this internal wave, it might be A coming back down and then C. So that's our 1. And then that would be our A, our B, and coming back down for a C. So that's potentially, we've got an extended wave formation for these internal waves as well, because a lot of these patterns have been breaking up rather than breaking down. So just be aware of that. If you are short, some of these are going to break up. Doge, we've got essentially another, this is the daily, another bear flag building, but indicators are showing that we're going up. So we're on the internals where we've got the A, the B, and the C coming up again, and then before another move down. So we've essentially got our A, we're in our B, and coming back down for our C. So if we, break up here, then this is complete. I don't think it is yet. I think we've got a little bit more choppy sort of region to go on a lot of these patterns. But potentially this wave here where we got that strong bounce, that could have been our bottom. And we're now in the internals for this B wave. So that's kind of where we are on a lot of these alts at the moment, where we're just seeing, probably 20 to 30% moves and then another pullback after that. So that could mean that, within this move for BTC, we open, even if we do get a green candle, we open a bit red, and then we have that continuation up just to allow everything to complete pattern. Another one that's had some strong moves is HBAR, just considering it's under resistance at the moment. It does have a channel, so that does mean that this wave may be coming up to retest that channel and then coming down to about this region. So that's the ideal bullish pattern for HBAR, which would look like that, coming back down and then taking off. Now, if it can't break out of that region, it's going to just test there and come back down to here, potentially a little bit more of a dip. So again, dependent on BTC and what happens there. So I just want to show you two that really, really moved hugely this week. So BGB, which is BitGet. Now they had a huge announcement with their football club, Chelsea, and this is the result, 666%. So these exchange coins are always good to hold in your bags, because this is what they do. BNB's been renowned for doing this. We've got Huobi token, HT. So, a lot of these ones are really good to have in your bags, because, not only if you're on that exchange do they save you fees, they also do this sort of stuff. So, once we get a little bit of a dip here, I would be re-adding that if you're on BitGet. And the other one, so this is the one I was talking about, that's going to be in the Moonmag Feb edition. Now, we should start to see a pullback on this, so you'll be able to pick this up a little bit cheaper. Hopefully it's starting to get a little bit of sell pressure, but it has moved over the last little bit like 9,000%, which is incredible. And it's not even been released that long. So this is October to now. So, for anyone that got into this, well done. So it was one that I was looking at and I'm like, oh, maybe it's not ready, and then it just took off, so I missed it, but there it is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something most of us would like to dream of being able to do. It's potluck gamble most of the time.
Going 9,000, 10,000% and having like 10 grand in that would be epic.
It would. Okay, I'm just having a look through. I think that's covered everyone's requests. Was there anything else you wanted to cover before we wrap up for the year?
No, I think that's it. So, this is our last show for the year. So I'm wishing everyone a happy new year. Obviously, I'll do that on X and everywhere. But thank you for joining us for this year. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for everyone that's been in GSIC. I appreciate you all. And we've got some huge stuff now. If you are also on X or Instagram, you would have seen me posting about BeLikeLisa.com, so you can sign up. There's a free 21-day email, like, what would you call it?
Sequence.
Yeah, so every day for 21 days.
Daily email. It's a daily email to effectively is a mastery plan for crypto and trading. So it's bite-sized content delivered in a way that's practical and usable.
Yeah, and there's some really good tips in there. I'm going to say that because I wrote it. And coming up on BeLikeLisa.com as well, we've got a couple of courses that are in the process of getting made. So I'm really excited about that. And if you are a Coin Runners NFT holder, you have instant access. Just sign in with your NFT into the platform and you can get everything now.
Absolutely. So if not otherwise, go to BeLikeLisa.com. You will see the 21-day course. It's free. Click on that, fill out the form. All you need is your email address, and January the 1st is when the first email will come out and introduce you to the course. And yeah, after 21 days, you should have just a little bit more knowledge on trading crypto and what to do with it.
Exactly. And if you've got any questions as it goes along, you can jump onto X or in GSIC and ask me.
Cool. Okay. Well, yes, absolutely. And I'd like to say, just on Lisa's comments as well. Thank you everyone for joining us over 2024, and looking forward to seeing what 2025 holds.
It's going to be huge. We're going to be like living the green waves in the bull run.
Excellent. Have a lovely end to the year, and we'll see you all soon.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.